We're live.
We're live. Okay, we didn't.
Uh-oh, what up, what up, what up, what up?
What up? What up? What up? What up? We didn't do a countdown today, but I guess that's okay.
Nah, fuck you, we ain't need no countdown.
We don't need no countdown. Okay, shout out to everybody in the house. We got the Joe Solar Systems, and we have the Able Endless Motherfucking Abilities. Okay, so basically, we're gonna do a quick little interview. And we're just gonna get to know some of the people you guys have been seeing online, in the esoteric world, so that by the time we all trickle into the physical world, you know what I'm saying, we have a little bit more understanding as to just who we are. Okay, Mango Talk. If for some of you guys, hey, shout out to Infinite Love. It's Mango Talk for some of you guys. If you guys didn't know, I started like a couple years ago. Well, a while ago, a whole transit ago in 2017. Basically I was just doing it with some friends in our like school setting and whatnot dynamic, but at that time it was just like a baby and I didn't really know it was going to turn into a whole full-on podcasting thing. So I'm just excited that I could do this. And then, you know, we also have get to know the artists, so this is the opportunity for us to get to know real people around the real world who are doing similar things but different in their own unique way, that don't get the shine time that they actually deserve, are not going to get, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna wait a year, 1,000 years for BET to come interview us, and that's like where I come in. Like, fuck that. We're not waiting for BET and these big platforms to give us the shine time that we deserve. So I got some questions for y'all, but first, because we have y'all both here, I want y'all to introduce yourselves, you know, and then I'll kind of cut y'all and tell y'all like, hey, let me come in. So y'all can say who starts first and whatnot. Y'all know I'm JDB, and
This guy.
yeah. I'm gonna let y'all decide that.
All right, I'll go first. So hey everybody, you know what I'm saying? It's Endless Abilities, you know what I'm saying? We pearl pilots in this thing. I always like to say that because we rulers of the dark and the light. We created both of those. And we ain't rulers, we just the creators. And my name is Able, you know, that's my original name. That's my government name, Able. And, you know, one of the things that I always like to do is I like to play on words and stuff like that. So I like to take the words and replace them with different things with our own meanings, because that's what we all do as spirits, you know what I'm saying? So one of the things that I like to do is create music. I'm into astrology, numerology, occult, mysticism. I do music as well, all kind of like different facets of creating, because, you know, I like to be a representation that we all have endless abilities no matter the age.
Real shit. Real shit. I love that.
Yeah, Abel. That was beautiful.
That was beautiful. It's just energy, you know.
You know the moon's about to move into Libra, so we gotta get on a Mon's time. We gotta say goodbye to all moons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. But anyways, I'll introduce myself. Most of y'all probably already know me. I'm Joe from Solar Systems. You see me every day with my phone going like this, yelling loud things about astrology. And I usually tell you guys what to wear. So more often than not, I like to say I control the dress code for about 1,000 people every day. And they be riding the waves that I be telling them. I do a lot of things with astrology. I'm on an astrology website. I see Amon's hooking me up. 1 second, I'm confused. Right about here with the solar map, one of the physical charts that I make, where I'm actually coming out with a video as well as a more longer, like academic style PDF on it, really diving into all the different details of how you can actually use that tool. Because personally, I want to expand astrology into the holistic viewpoint of how people can truly understand it, where it applies to everything. You already use it on the time. Now with Saturn and Pisces, if you're, hey, what's going on? I know you got a solar map. You and your miss. I got 3 Instagram accounts. Wait, what's your little catchphrase? Couture over something. Plug it in the chat. And then whatchamacallit. But yeah, so I'm coming up with new ways of how to use astrology. I'm trying to implement a holistic viewpoint of medical astrology, chakra-based astrology, and basically creating and mapping out the whole viewpoint of your soul's incarnation to its physical vessel that we're actually dealing with. And plus, I got 1,000 other tools that I've created with astrology, but we're, you know, moving it along with the times and releasing them as people become more aware, because marketing's hard when you do the education.
That was a great introduction to everyone.
Yeah.
I felt like we were watching a live video of you doing another Joe Situations.
Hey, we're out here. I apologize for being late to the last one. Or
No,
I mean, one of it all. Yeah.
shit happens, and hey, we're here now. Okay. Shout out to Endless. Isn't it a 9 day?
Today's no, it's 7.
It's
Yesterday was 6.
okay. I was a little off, but hey, we're one behind. Today technically is episode 8, so it took a lot of time to get here. Okay, I think I stopped doing this show last year around the same time, like or a year or so ago. So it's kind of crazy how like you guys are coming back in and it's perfect. And I was looking for everyone, and then I found y'all. But in order for me to find y'all, I had to follow my own unique path. Okay, shout out to Uranus and Taurus. That was kind of annoying. I had to follow my own unique path to find you guys. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm pretty sure all you guys had like, yeah, divine timing, some type of different experiences that you went through that it could almost like if you had not gone through, it's like how could you even be here and understand your own plan, your own vision? But people don't know your vision until you show them. So now that you guys have kind of like found your tribe or found people who are supporting what is your thing, can you guys talk about a time where you really could have almost just gave up and like how you're proud of the movements that you made up until this point, or like what you think you would have regretted, or you would have been like, damn, you could have felt like you could have missed out on if you had not persevered with what you guys are currently working on?
Hey, but I'm gonna let you start with that one. You just get out of that.
Oh,
All right, cool. Yeah, yep. You see, synchronicity. You already knew. Yeah, so I want to say one of the times would probably be around switching from like Virgo season going into Libra season. I was making like some videos and posting like other stuff, just trying to like figure out some way somehow I could promote astrology and make it easy for people to read it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like what Joe does himself in the video formats, but more in a creative way where I could like make it like a picture, kind of like an emerald tablet. I like to look at them as emerald tablets and stuff. And I want to say going from that transition through Virgo season and putting all that consistency in until now, I want to say it was really like a month ago that I really felt like, you know what I'm saying, kind of like just quitting, like stop doing what I was doing. So I kind of slowed down on the content. It kind of got to a point where I was like, man, is this something I'm really supposed to do? Because I started to look at myself and make sure that I was doing what I was supposed to. And I want to say right around a few weeks ago, I kind of like this big epiphany moment and confirmation to let me know that it's okay to kind of fall off, and you got to know how to like get back on your feet. And so that's kind of like the phase I'm in right now, where I'm taking all that consistency and now I'm transmuting it in another area, creating something else that can be new and unique and things like that that aren't so you know what I'm saying, stubborn, because it's a difference between being stubborn and being consistent. And sometimes you just got to know when to switch up what works and switch up what doesn't work. And what I was doing previously wasn't working. So we switching it up and we just starting something new. So for all y'all content creators out there who's kind of in that phase right now where y'all trying to figure it out, first you got to not be in it for the views or the likes. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it from a genuine space, and you want to make sure that you still do look at your analytics and things, because that does play a role in what gets seen at certain times a day, and practicing that as above, so below. So, you know, when we're going through Taurus hours, aka from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., you know, that's a good time to get your day started. And that's probably like a good time when a lot of people is getting their day started on the internet as well. So that's a good time to post your content. But it all correlates to your own analytics when you look at it. But that's all I got to say for now. So I'll let you take that, Joe.
Hey, that's what's up, man. That's why we put that group chat together where everybody's in it. We're always talking about what's popping off, what's the best way to do things. Do hashtags even matter anymore? And unfortunately, they do.
Right.
Yeah, I literally just tested that out actually yesterday, where I posted the short, and it only with like no hashtags whatsoever. I mean, it's doing all right now. It's got like 600 views, but like my new average and baseline, you know me, I'm always shooting above for like, I don't like give like two craps about like what the views is. I just want to always get above my follower count on every single short that I have. So it's just like, yeah, I mean, you know, analytics are important, but you can like do all your creative stuff at the same time. But just like Abel was saying, you got to check your analytics and make sure that you have your, you know, to put it in music terms, because I don't know anybody that doesn't make music anymore. You got to put it, you got to make your party bops. You know what I'm saying? You got to make your party bops and then the real shit that you want to have in there. because it's like at the end of the day, you got to have your marketing plan. You got to get stuff out there. You're your own marketer. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody can have a business.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if you don't do your marketing avatar, you don't have people to sell stuff to. All the extra structures that they create will just like it doesn't do nothing because nobody wants it. The market dictates what you build. But to not stray too far off out of the original question, but
You're good.
what was it? Something I persevered recently.
Yeah, something you persevered, like where you really, or it could have been in the past. Like if you could go way back to for us, you could pick an experience out of your timeline life and just be like, damn, I'm happy I kept going because like right after that, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Or like some type of example.
Can I say something I persevered through without a da 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 da?
Yeah, without the da 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 da. That's fine.
Okay, so I think I already told Abel this story because yeah, divine timing. I love that divine timing. It's always good until it's not. But yeah, but so I actually had an interview yesterday with some dude named the Astro Shaman. He did a couple interviews with like Gemini Brown and like Peace Dealer and like the old astrology gang, whoever the hell has like something new to talk about.
Right.
But I think I told Abel this story before, but it's about a time a boulder rolled over my leg in Boulder Canyon, and it's a very Aries moon story because basically the question that like Bragging up yesterday is he was like, what's your favorite sign? And like my first reaction was Aries for personal reasons, as one could imagine an Aries would say. And I was basically like, yeah, well, this is why I love Aries season. So basically, I was in Denver and I was like climbing with my buddies, and we were like the day before we climbed in I don't know if you've ever seen like the Flatirons, like that, like the famous like mountain range and like right outside of Boulder, Colorado. If you saw it, you know.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like if you like pull up like a Google image or whatever. I mean, I'll just pull it up real quick. If you pull up a Google image of like the Flatirons, you'll see that like all the way over to the left, there's like a really, really long mountain. And we climbed it yesterday, and like the rock is it's like more red. And like we were talking about how like the energy of like the Flatirons the day before was like much more kind, much more jovial, and all this stuff. And we were like, okay, cool. So here, I don't know if you can see it. So yeah, this is the Flatirons, and we were all the way over, like we were over here. We were climbing up to this peak right here.
I don't know why I seen the Grand Canyon in my head. Like what?
Yeah, no, it's cool. They all look like clothes irons, and they're just like tilted off to the side. So that's why they call them the Flatirons. But we were climbing up there, and we like climbed to the top, like whatever, and like the energy was like cool. We were like okay. Then the next day we went over to Boulder Canyon, which is like like 30 miles to a direction in another way. I don't remember if it's like east, west, or whatever. But point being is it becomes much more gray and it's like much more harsh, right? So I looked at it as like we were going from more like the have fun, like like Gemini Leo type of energy of the rocks to like the straight like Capricorn energy of the rocks. And like to bring up like the Aries energy, like I got very, very angry because it's like someone was ahead of us on the route we wanted to do and they were just going slow. So I was being really impatient. And like there's no like beneficial like, oh, I was a high vibe version of impatient. I was just mad and impatient. There was no way to explain it. Because I was like, I already know where they're stuck. I already know what you have to do. This is how you have to do it. I don't care. I want to go. And it was like straight Aries energy, right? So my dumb ass is like walking out trying to send a text because there's no cell service. So I'm just going out like this. And basically I'm walking over this boulder and it's like, okay, cool, whatever. It stays. And then basically I walk back and then the universe or the mountain or whoever was like, you're being too much of an asshole. So basically just like, I just like stepped on it. I dislodged it and I start like rolling down the hill with it until like this tree catches me. And then I'm like, in this situation where I'm just like laying on the tree, like 15 feet, like downhill from where the boulder was. And then the boulder literally like rolls over my leg, but it rolls over my leg in like such a way that like, it doesn't like crush any bone. I just like get like a little sprain. I actually got more injured from my other ankle being sprained from like falling down the hill. So then in typical Aries fashion, this is light. Well, no, it's not
okay.
Light. It's like, it's medium compared to what else has happened.
Okay.
But yeah, Abel knows. Yeah, fun fact. Well, you remember I called you the day that Abel was coming and I was like, yo, come up for mini soul group meeting. And like Abel, fun fact, Abel literally slept right there for like 3 days and then made some music on it, questioned his reality on it. And like, he probably did, I don't know, he probably like sat on his phone and texted somebody on it too. But whatchamacallit?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he ate ice cream on that. I remember that.
It was
It's-
hard.
What did y'all do with that leftover ice cream? I know we getting a little off topic, but what you do with that leftover ice cream that was in the fridge?
I think I just ate it.
That's so. You know what?
I was probably hungry one night, and I was just like, ice cream.
You
But
was
then,
thinking about that ice cream for some time now.
yeah, no, we got a good ice cream spot like right down the street. But
Yeah.
so yes, what else happened? Oh, and then if I stay on Dolo about the thing and I get on the open panel again, I'm seriously going to take like 20 Soul Group members outdoor rock climbing.
I'm ready.
That's what I'm saying. People would pull up for that and be like, all right, this is what you do. This is how you do it. Abel knows it's a good time. But
That's a whole.
Yeah, it was fun.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
It is a whole workout.
it is. That's the point. But to get back to the story at hand, so I can close it out before I get on more tangents, or we get on more tangents. Basically, the boulder like rolled over my leg, and my friends were like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" Because like this is like a torso-sized boulder that literally like split in half as it rolled over my leg. But
Dang.
yeah, Abel knows other stories. This ain't the worst thing. But whatchamacallit?
That's
So
a comic book.
yeah, I mean, well, Abel, don't you heard that? Don't make me get on you about that again. But
I ain't
whatchamacallit?
saying nothing.
No, she said like a comic book, and I was like, we had that situation like over a year ago, and I was
Oh yeah.
animation skills because I was so excited about that. But whatchamacallit? Point being, we'll get on that in the future. But point being is this boulder rolled over my leg, and I was like, nah, I still want to climb this anyway. And then I basically like got up. My ankle was like they were like kind of sprained, but I sprained my ankles like probably in the past like 3 years at least like 12 times being an idiot. And then whatchamacallit? And so I always keep an ankle brace in my bag because I'm like, I'll just heal in a week, whatever. I do collagens to eat. And then so we still climbed the climb. And then the reason we persevered is because I took my friend up this climb 2 times now, and he is so damn convinced that there is no foothold in this one section, and there is a foothold. And to this day, he does not admit it. I've literally rappelled down to where it was, put his foot on it, and he still says it does not exist. So in terms of perseverance, I persevered through all of that just to be told that foothold does not exist, and it does.
Joe, you tough as fuck. Cause you sound like you went through hell and back, and you still came out and
Right.
face a couple times. Like,
yeah, well, you know, I mean,
more than a couple.
I got LA Martian alignment, so it's like it's better. You know, what are you gonna do?
I'm trying to get on that level where I'm just willing to transform through anything and turn for anything.
Nah. You got your own like kindness and like soft energy that like brings people together. So it's like you do you, I'm gonna do me, and Abel's gonna do him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'll stay over here in the.
That's what I'm saying. Leave the Martian nonsense to Martians because we don't even want to go through it.
Okay. I'm happy.
I didn't want to have a boulder roll over my leg in Boulder Canyon. That wasn't fun.
That felt like
hilarious.
The Libra in me was like had like a first aid kit in my mind, and I'm like trying to bring it to.
I appreciate it. But whatchamacallit? Yeah, no, we can't do this because it's Aries. I like usually when I get on like interviews and stuff, I like turning it around on the interviewer, but it's not the moon sign for that.
I mean, we kind of did that last time with Saint Uno, so I don't care because the questions today are just like we're just gonna bring it all back around. So ask away.
Okay. Wait, so how'd you come up with the idea for like Club Titanic Mango? Because like to be honest with you, like I hate the name, but I love the acronym.
The name?
Yeah, like
everybody
the name. When I hear CTM, I'm like, yes. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody asks me this, and I still to this day I'm like, I don't even know. I just picked the name and I kept it moving.
It
like
just happened.
I had like my own Gemini moment where it's like it was spot on perfect, but no one could take it and do it over. So I kept it ever since then. They're like, well, why did you name it this? And then sometimes I'll like fantasize and think about like what it means, and then like I'll get distracted, and then the same thing happens. Like whatever space I was in when the name created, it like when it goes away as soon as I'm there. So and I'm like back on the mission and whatnot. So to this day, if y'all ask me this question, I'm gonna always say I have no idea. I do not know. I don't know where I was. I don't know what was going on. I don't know how I was feeling. I just remember waking up and being like, yo, I want to throw an event in my backyard. And my business name is named CTM, Club Titanic Mango. And everyone's just like, why? I think it's the Titanic part, but I'm like, it's okay. Like, just let it be. Just let it be. Okay.
Right.
I'm with
I'm not
it.
gonna be here forever. Shit. So
That's what I'm saying.
No
Yo,
shit.
shouts out to Couture over Chaos. I just like saying that.
no, that shit is fine. For real, for real. Shout out to
Mhm.
Infinite Possibilities.
Mhm. Yeah, infinite
Yup.
possibilities and endless abilities
And endless abilities.
and Club Titanic Mango.
He threw that in there on
That's
purpose.
the
No,
vibe.
no.
You can't have endless abilities and infinite possibilities without a Titanic Mango.
I be feeling like every time we link
Real
up,
shit.
it's like we're all Power Rangers and everybody has to put in their hand or shit doesn't work right.
Real shit.
We're doing it. We did it.
Oh,
But we're doing
Okay,
it.
we did it. You know what I'm saying? All right. Make sure if you was watching from outside looking in the call, you also put your hand in there because you could have been anywhere else in the
real
world at
shit.
the time, but you're here. Okay.
We all charging up for the full moon. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Yep.
so next question as we go deeper into the Capricorn Mountains where the boulders and things are.
Oh my god.
So has there ever been a time where you guys were completely unteachable? And can you talk a little bit about that and then talk about in retrospect how funny that might have actually been?
I'll start this one because
Unteachable.
I got plenty
Yeah,
of.
you go ahead.
Okay.
I'm hard headed as fuck. Like there's nobody like I have so much. I have so to set the stage a little bit. I have no pun intended. I have my Aries moon in my 5th house. So it's like not only is it like like I feel that I have to be the best, but it's like I have to make a show out of it and like extract everybody's energy in the process. So it's just kind of like
I'm helping. I'm just building the stage and I'm back here with my team.
no, this is a good situation of it, and I got to work in this. But it's just like, but sometimes it's just like, I mean, Abel knows my ego can just like be through the roof sometimes. So
It
I
was
can like
giving you
reel
that
myself in. But then it's like I got the Gemini to back it up. So it's like through the whole process of being like unteachable, I'll learn whatever you're trying to teach me faster than you, and then start teaching you stuff about it that you never knew about it. So then it's like I end up in a situation where I'm like an unteachable asshole, and then like I end up just like going through all this rigmarole to just prove to that person that I knew more about the subject that they spent 10 years learning. And like to be fair, it's like it could have been a lot smoother to just like let them like teach me, but it's like they just like if they don't deliver it fast enough, I just get irritated because then it's like I can already see where you're going with this. Just let me do it, and I just need to like sit and pipe down because it's just like yeah, because it's like even though it feels slower, it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's like because it's just like because going through that whole rigmarole, it's like 20% slower. So if I just sat down and like accepted like the slow, stable like building period, it would happen like
It's the way you say rigmarole that no one can say it that way, and I will never forget. That's your word.
Really?
I never heard nobody say it. I don't want to hear nobody say that. To be
honest. Well, I mean, to be straight up, it's like a white people word.
Oh, yeah.
At least in my experience of watching TV and existing.
You know what? We'll get into that, Joe. We'll get into that a little later in the combo because I was going to ask about the shit you deal with. But keep going.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, it's just like a general. Like, I can think of like thousands of circumstances, but like it's just like me and my alignments and like my like double Mars aspect of being like I need to be the best. I need to win. I need to learn this faster than you. So I mean, like that's really all it is. Like it's really just like copy and paste, and it's like a different story each time.
Okay.
But then it's like at this point, it's just like I just like project it. So it's just like people just kind of let it happen because they know I'll like figure it out, and then it's like kind of fighting me in the ass because people expect it. So it's just like so that's really what it is. It's just like a general like vibe in like the subconscious realm that I have created because I just get bored. That's about it.
Well, hey, on my tarot page, my thing says a student of life, and they say that the student is technically the teacher. So, in a weird way, you kind of are being teachable in a teachable, unteachable. You are teachably unteachable.
Yeah, but like, see how like you just described it? It's just like it's just extra, and it doesn't need to be. But then it's just like Aries kicks in, and then I make it.
But okay,
right.
You still answered the question. Shit.
Yeah, I think I answered the question.
Unteachable moments where you kind of look back and you have to laugh. at the fact that you were being unteachable, but you still learned something. I guess you learned that you don't really need nobody to tell you shit, Joe. You pretty much already know, and I mean that with
Hmm.
I mean that with my whole heart.
No, I appreciate it. I be out here trying.
Because sometimes I just be like, if I'm really really confused, I look for everybody's stuff, but I look for your stuff, and I'm like, okay, I knew that, but I didn't know that until Joe said it.
Well, I mean, you know the drill. If you got a question, you just ask. I'll figure it out for you. That's
No,
what
real
I do.
shit.
That's what I've done in all lifetimes on Earth.
I think every time I've ever asked you something, you only said like one or two things, and then like anything else I needed to know was like it was just rapid. I didn't have to think about it too hard. So I appreciate you that. I think that's the Aries that helps me out. Like I'll be like, oh, I was thinking like that, but I thought it was wrong or some shit.
Nah, I mean, everybody already has the answers. It's just like what Dolo says all the time. It's just like
Remind
you gotta like. So it's like when you answer somebody's question that it's like more into the esoteric. It's like you have to like mentally like put in like the subconscious realm like the path to the answer on there. So it's like because it's like when people like hear the answer, it's like they like the reason why people like mentorship and stuff like that is because it's like they have physical proof that someone can like basically like they have done it, so they have it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Right.
like if you want to learn how to be rich, ask a rich person. Don't ask poor people. It's dumb. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But it's
Right.
just like what's like the underlying mechanism of that, which is they already walked on the path to get to A, B, and C. So if you give someone the endpoint and the esoteric version of the path, it's like they have all the answers and all like the experience along with that to feel like they deserve that answer that they're searching for that they may not want to listen to.
Oh shit. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you talking and reminding me of like being on a mountain. So
I mean, I'm gonna take everybody rock climbing at some point. It's gonna be great. Like
I'm ready, yo. So,
yeah, like and then I can start doing my podcast idea, which is the adventure podcast. I already did one.
Shit, that's probably lit. We about to be year from now.
No. If you want to like watch the concept after this, just like scrub through real quick the one I did with Millionaire on my YouTube channel. I took him to a I took
No,
him
I
to
seen that.
Yeah.
Dope as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I would say. That was nice.
That was a good time. Yo, literally
that was so fun.
On the drive up there was like gridlock, like traffic on the highway for like a solid 20 minutes because there was like a police chase where someone was like driving on like the opposite side of the highway and they like cut through the median on the other side of the highway to run from the cops. And then it's like once that like people were like doing like U-turns and shit to like get around. It was a whole thing. And then like when I start driving by, I just see like 10 like state troopers run by, and I'm just like I'm like calling like Millie on the phone, and I'm just like, yo, bro, straight up, there's like a police chase on the highway. I don't know what's going on, but I've been in deadlock traffic for 20 minutes. I'll be a little bit.
I feel like my life is a movie, so when I hear stuff like this, it's like confirmation. Like, okay, you're not crazy, and you're not just over exaggerating things, Leo. So,
no, you're not. This shit happens like once a week. It's like it's weird.
Yeah. So, Endless, do you have some moments where you were highly unteachable and then somehow you let back and you're like, fuck. I mean, I still learned what I need to learn, but like, why did I do all that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Break it down, Abel.
Probably recently, and it was more so me moving locations because recently well, not recently, but it's been about a few months, almost a year now since I moved out to where my mom was at and with my pops. And a lot of the things that my pops does is kind of like what I'm trying to do now. But at the time when he was giving me these things, I didn't realize God was right in front of me, not coming through that specific person or place or thing, but it was like the resources I had access to was what I was looking for, but my attention was in the wrong space. I was like, oh, I just want to do what I want to do. I just want to make music and just do this, and I just want to draw this and do that. And I was creating blockages in areas that it was almost like God was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving you what you need, but you looking for it through a specific person or place or thing. And I was trying to put myself in a space of teaching and all this stuff without realizing it was right in front of me the whole time. So I'm sitting here looking back and I'm like,
Do you mind getting detailed a little bit?
Yeah. So part of it was with herbs, because my dad, he's really good with herbs and stuff like that. He's like he makes his own products and things like that, and he was trying to teach me how to do that and get into that. And then there was another thing with making air conditions and stuff like that, because you can make like a lot of money off of that. He was trying to get me into that, and I kind of didn't take what he was saying to heart a lot of times, because I was like, oh, that doesn't look like something I want to do and things like that. And sometimes every now and again, we got to know how to balance things out. So because I didn't take that opportunity with the herbs or the other opportunities I had, we ended up butting heads a lot because we're in different spaces too. And so what ended up happening is now I'm in a situation where I can't necessarily ask for his help, even though we're cool now. It's more so like because of what happened, it's like uncomfortable. So I'm like, I'm really on my own trying to do it and figure it out now, because I didn't take that opportunity when I had the chance to take it. You know what I'm saying? I was looking for it in one person thing. And so I was like shaking hands with the devil and thinking that I was teaching and stuff like that. And I was being hard headed because I could be hard headed at times. And, it's just a nice reminder for everybody to learn from my situation. Stop looking for the answers or something in one person, place, or thing, because it can come in many shapes or forms, whether you like it or not. So you better just take it while you got it, because if you don't, what you don't use, you lose.
Real shit.
Yeah, I don't want to lose it. I like winning.
Yeah.
Aries moon thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was
I was gonna say next question.
Yeah, next question. Okay, so I want to ask you guys about like your home life or something about y'all growing up, like how your background affected your ability to like kind of follow your own lead with your plans. You kind of started talking about it endless, you know what I'm saying? Like in one way, you're trying to follow what your dad says is the way, but you're like, this is my way, in the way, get out my way. And you know what I'm saying? So I guess like within school or just like your upbringing, what is like a moment where you kind of see that it was beneficial for you to go do your own thing and it still brought you back to where everyone said, like how, like talk about a time when you guys had a like, let's just say it, I told you, I proved it to them, yes my way does work and this is the best way to the way that we're all trying to do, or something like that.
Abel, you can go first. I got a couple. I got to marinate on which one I want to pick.
Okay, Joe. I was like, Joe, wait. Okay, go.
Okay.
I thought you wasn't gonna. Maybe you even almost doubt yourself, or you almost thought like everybody would be proved right, but like in the end, you were like, actually, that was the best way to do it, or still is.
I want to say it started with let's see, the art. It really started with my art. Like when I first started my art business and doing logos for people and drawing and or just other things that I would say like with astrology and things like that. I want to say the main thing I had to get over was that nobody was doing what I was doing in my age group where I was at. Like this, it kind of started when I was in high school and stuff like that. And it was freshman year, like it was sophomore year. I was like, oh, I'm going to be an animator. I'm going to do all these different things on YouTube. And at the time I actually had a gaming channel that still is up there. You know what I'm saying? If somebody wants to research and find it, I ain't taking it down, but all you're going to find is a bunch of cringe.
In the chat.
I should have said it.
I already seen it. I'm going to type it in right now.
Okay.
It was it was literally the first name, Just Stable. That was the first channel and stuff like that I made. So I kind of started on the internet a little early, with that, and then I was trying to transition to more animation style, and at the time it wasn't a lot of people doing that, because when you in school and just how the world is, your parents is like, oh, you got to get you got to get this, you got to get that, you got to do this, you got to get a job, you got to go to college, you got to go to university and stuff. And I want to say, when I told people that I didn't want to do that, especially my parents, it was a lot of like esoteric pressures and stuff like that, and think there's a lot of esoteric pressures that was just like, man, why do I have to do this? Because it looks promising, like you go to college, you get your degree, what I'm saying, you get your nice suit and tie on, you look like a nice man, woman that was created for you to be, but at the end of the day, I was like, nah, this isn't for me. This isn't what I really came here to do. I came here to be something bigger, and you'll never be less, what I'm saying, but you also got to know when you got not be more either. You get not get your head too big either. But I was like, man, I came here to do a lot more. So I really set myself up in a way where, okay, I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna do this for other people because I want to share that talent, that gift that I like to do. That's why I like to draw characters for people. What I'm saying, like the Club Titanic Mango. What I'm saying, nice logo and everything. And for everyone else who I've done it, regardless of where things is at, it's just the creation process is really just what is gold for me. Like I could do that forever and not get paid for it, wouldn't care, and just keep going. And so that's kind of what motivated me to go forward with what I wanted to do. And it was a lot of people that kind of still probably don't agree with it, but in other areas, because I kept persevering through it, it's like people can see it like, wow, okay, that's kind of working for you a little bit. But, they still kind of side eye a little every now and again because it's not normal or it's not what they grew up with. Like in today's time, you got to be everything. You got to be your own market. You got to be your own producer. You got to be your own, graphic art designer. Like just being a content creator, you're all these things already. You got to create your own thumbnail. You got to edit your own videos. You got to figure out your own music. You like your own walk-in brand, your own walk-in legacy. And so that's what I've been trying to do. And it's no examples to do it. So it's like, we got to be the example. And that's kind of where yeah, we got to be the own examples and just show everybody how we supposed to go about these energies and stuff.
Yeah, tell me about it.
But yeah, I'm gonna let you take it. I'm gonna let you take it from there, Joe, because I know you got like 10 billion stories, but can't choose one right now.
That was cool, Ava. So you stuck it out like I stuck it out with CTM just to find out your way was the way in the end. Because
it all works out.
Yeah,
it all works out in like mysterious ways, even when we don't think it's working. It's still working. It's still working, and you just gotta like just stay in there like that. Whenever that phase you just in, where it's just, man, I don't know if this is gonna work. That's the battle. Just keep at it. Right. It's gonna come.
Yeah, I definitely do. It definitely does.
Joe had to relocate on us. Come on now.
Yeah, well, no, it's like I wanted to have like the tree popping out. Let me angle it right. There we go. Yeah, I got
bored.
Yeah. Well, I just need the tree to pop out of my head so it looks like my ideas are happening.
I love it.
Yeah, but so the story that I decided on was basically the story of like similar to Abel, where we were like you got to go to college and stuff like that, and like I didn't know it at the time, but like I hated school so much. Like I did everything. I put in more, like if I put in the work for school, I probably could have been in like more AP classes and like did all like the the whoop wop and had like the 5.0 GPA somehow, because with AP classes it goes above 4.0. But I just hated school with like a dying passion. So I basically did like next to no schoolwork after like 9th grade. And I just like completely dove into like making friends with the smart kids, like, like having like strategic partnerships, like making sure I steal a certain amount of passes so I can avoid school, making sure that I have like all of these different like study halls lined up and I can go be in this, and this class. So I have a 4-hour block in the middle of school to basically not do school and just like fuck off and play Halo on the computer. So where this kind of like epitomes is like the whole time it's like I'm using like my understanding of like people. And like I'm just reading people and I'm reading people, and like throughout all of this, the concentrated trait that like gets me through it is I'm reading people. I know how to talk to people. I know how to explain and understand people and like like put them in like a psychological box so I can expect how they're going to think, right? Which like with like as long as you don't let it go to your ego, that's like a Gemini's superpower. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to explain it as like they're both like like the spiritual understandings of the houses. So it's like in our world, Aries comes first, and in the spirit world, Aries comes last.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you look at like Gemini and Capricorn, they both occupy the space of the third house. Where in the spirit world, Gemini is the 10th house, right? So they're both doing the same thing where Capricorn's constructing mentalities, where Gemini has the ability to switch between them at any point in time, right? So as long as it doesn't like get too egotistical and stuck in its own mind, it can truly be free and move into other people's minds if you truly access that superpower of the Gemini energy. So this is kind of like what I like did naturally, and I would always basically like to get to the point of the story. It's like I ended up taking the SAT. I was taking the SATs for the first time, right? And I noticed something interesting where it's like they had two different. I hated that style of testing more than anything.
Oh
right?
yeah, the fucking yeah.
So before Abel's time, if he took it or not, like we had like R back when it was on like the 2400 scale or whatever, because they added the writing section. And basically, I noticed that like they had like Form O and Form M of the SATs, right? So basically, what happened is I noticed that I was like, okay, these people are stupid because like instead of putting like the different forms in straight rows, they put them in diagonal rows. So I was like, okay,
Wow.
like I don't even have to turn my head to cheat now because this is, and I noticed that it was the same form. So this where this like is a benefit and bites me in the ass is I'm like, okay, I know what class this girl's in, I know her GPA, I know how smart she is. So I was like, I'm gonna cheat off of her. And I like did it in the copy and paste, and then in the writing section I wrote a sob story, right? I ended up getting like a decent score, but I was like 10 points off from like being able to get a scholarship to the school that I wanted to go to. So my parents made me take it 4 more times, and then I never got like a good score because I didn't want to do it, and I just cheated the first time. There were no smart people to copy off of anymore. So in the short term, it bit me in the ass because I was like, okay, I got a good score. We're gonna go with that, but I can't do the same thing again. It was a fluke, right? So, and like I can't tell my parents this, but like the reason why I got this far is because like I cheated on the test. And then little did I know, all the skills that I used to cheat on that test was the skills that I'm using now for my career to basically like be a reading people, and I just do it in like a more technical aspect with astrology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's some dope magician card shit. And it's crazy how like at the time you'll feel negative, like you'll feel like you're doing something wrong, or it may even look negative, like going your own way, like oh you're being selfish or you're being stubborn, like the way we was talking about and stuff. But in the end, it's like you said, it actually built you up. Like it built up character, and it's part of you that you actually need access to. And it was almost like you. It's like when you was talking about the teachable thing. You were gonna do this. This was gonna happen regardless. So it's good that you followed your own way of doing things. Otherwise, you would have never got that little experience to, add on to where you're at right now. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I like how you was describing that. Both of y'all stories like intertwined in like a very interesting way. I'm like excited to watch this over too.
For sure.
But
Well, Abel's story is what made me pick it because I was like, oh, we'll do that. Because I was like, I have no idea which direction I'm going.
I was resonating with you about the school thing because I know for me it looked bad at the time, but I was like getting the curriculum, finishing all the work, then asking the teachers for time off. Like I would be like, I'm about to go on a trip to do a thesis film project. And like I would have my camera, like my phone or something, but I was really just going to hang out with my friends. At the time I was hanging out with like my Gemini best friend. Like all my friends were like Geminis and Pisces and Scorpio. So
Yeah.
like and Sag. That's so crazy. So yeah, I kind of feel y'all on this alternative way of doing things, and just not kind of, but I'm here as an example too. Even with CTM, like people was really coming at me like it needs to be this, and you ain't doing that right, and what the fuck, and you went to college, and now you got student debt, and now here I'm like, look, we all in debt. America's in debt, and bitch, I'm still doing it the right way. So it worked out.
Currency
Real
is a
shit.
debt-based monetary system.
Real shit. So I'm happy that we all persevered and like kept going in whatever our thing was, because a lot of the stuff that we're talking about, and like Joe, even when you're talking about with the teachable thing, where I was asking you about, like, we're gonna become mentors. We are kind of like in the process of mentoring young people who are probably even watching us in our journey, or there's going to be things that they see that we're going to have to be open-minded to, and vice versa. So a lot of what we're doing is actually creating like a whole new way, a bigger blueprint for other things that we just got to stay open for. That is so fucking dope. And,
Yeah, you want me to turn it to a different color? Green or red?
that's so dope.
Yeah. We'll go back to normal.
Okay. So yeah, and I think we was talking about that last time in St. Uno's interview, just about how people learn differently. So obviously we're gonna teach. So in a weird way, like all of us are being teachers and kind of guiding people without even trying, just by going in our own direction. So sometimes we have to pay attention to that. And so anybody watching in the future, just pay attention to your path and the way you're doing it, because it might look negative or whatever, but a lot of times people just want to see, can you do it? It's weird as fuck. Okay, so
people love an underdog.
Yeah.
They want to see you struggle.
They want to see you struggle, so you might as well just go through it, because you're gonna give them the inspiration to do their thing. So why wait around and wait for somebody to do what you was gonna do if you, yeah. So
was gonna do it either way.
Other way. So we kind of hit all the points. So I'm gonna ask y'all like one more question, then we're gonna wrap this girly up. So I have like 2 questions. So we can do either what's why. It's cute. I don't know. It's so generic, but it's good.
Just ask.
What's your
No,
why?
go ahead.
Or there's no dumb questions, right? What's your why? And then what's like the first? It's a couple questions. What's your why?
So it's like 5 questions left.
Yeah, it's a lot. What's your why? And then also, what's the first? This was random. It came out of nowhere, like CTM. What's the first spark of inspiration that you ever had towards was there ever a time that you remember like I remember when I was a kid, I used to always come to my mom and be like I would perform or do little things. I was like 8 or 5, and I'd be like, Mom, I'm going to change the world, and you just got to watch, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And that was where the da-da-da-da-da came from. And like, I just remember like going hard, and I was like, and I was making music and content in my room, and I was on YouTube making covers when like we had like the OG Windows editing software, and it would be like and it would be like real slow when you do like the little lyric videos and stuff. Remember that was like my first. That's when I knew like, oh yeah, I'm on my way. Like I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm out here. Like, can y'all remember a time like that, or like a why, or your why that like activated this whole that Martian in you? You know what I'm saying? Or is it too many little sparks that you could just go to the why if it's too much?
No, it do both. I'll say for me, the first was always just when I was young, I always just had the spark just to create something new, just to be able to like take that 4th and 5th and 6th dimensional energy of what you be thinking and feeling about and creating goals in your mind, and being able to draw that here with like a representation of whether you actually draw with a pen and pencil, you know what I'm saying? You pen your ideas down here, your starting points, whether you know what I'm saying, sculpt and things. Like I've always just loved like just drawing, or just drawing things here beyond just using pen and paper and stuff like that.
Like the logo,
right?
And then you literally like fucking Zeus or something. Like you took that shit and was like, here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it be. That's how it be. It's in that flow state. And you know, we all have our own ways of going into that state for ourselves as well too. But getting back on topic, right. It's always just been something I like to do. And I want to say the why is really just because I want to create a legacy for people to see years down the line and be like, wow, this person did something, you know, like, or even just to myself, just for me, whenever happens, because tomorrow ain't promised, so you never know. So it's like, why wait tomorrow to do something that you could do today? You know, like why wait when you could just do it now? And you know, you'd be an idiot to sit on your ass all day just looking at other people who's doing it and not get off your ass and do something. So that's how I look at it. That's how I'd be telling myself too. I'm like, wait, I'll look at this person win something. I'm like, man, what am I doing? I need to win something right now. What am I, like you just transmute and then you get up and you do stuff like that, especially because it's not a lot of younger people on the internet doing stuff that we're all doing now. So that's like another thing I like to be a representation of as well, just for people who can relate to, wow, like this person is young and he's doing this, that, and the third, and you know what I'm saying, he's got it. Those are all things I've gotten every now and again. But I'm just like all y'all, I ain't shit either, but we trying to make something to be. And so that's really just the purpose, just creating it as you go, because there really isn't a point to who you are. It's who you are, who you make it. You are what you make.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's that representation of yourself, but being no thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think anybody watching that, hearing what you just said, is gonna get them off their ass and make them want to go create something too, and like draw out their life. So that was dope. That was a dope highlight, because that gets
I was just making music before this
I'm about
interview
to make
too.
I'm about to post it. I've been holding back. I'm done. I'm done with that. Solar system. Joe, you got something?
Oh yeah, I got a couple things.
Okay.
So whatchamacallit? So the why I do this is because it's like, everybody's gonna be stumbling into astrology, so it's just like we create like new things with astrology like all the time. We got like plenty of things that we created years ago that we're just like slowly rolling out, but right now we got a little hiccup with like the marketing stuff and getting people on there. We only got like we're only in the thousands when it comes to like active users and like subscribers and stuff, so it's like we got like certain goals we got to hit before we release something new and like put like new technology out there. But I guess like the first time I had a spark, like the early part of my life was like very, very scorpionic. Like there was like nothing, like it was like dark and dismal. Like I had nothing going on until one day, like I found rock climbing, and I was like, this is the best thing ever. Because it was like, I wasn't good at sports. I wasn't really like good at school. And I basically just had like nothing till I was like 12. And then like, I was that was like the defining moment in my life where it's like, I know what it feels like when it's like, this is something that resonates. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, because this gym, like I lived in the suburbs and this gym was like all the way out in the city. And then like after like we went a couple times, like me and my buddy were like this lady basically told us that she was like, oh, I started working here when I was 12. And I was like, I'm 12, I could work here. And then like I just got a job when I was like 12, and I worked that for like almost like 8 years, just like going there, just like doing my thing. And then that was like it. So then it was like, it was cool because it was like I always recognize that as the initial moment of like knowing when the spark is. And it's just like I had the same thing for like astrology. So I was just like, I don't know why, but this is it. And then it's just like I just started doing it. I got good at it. And then like next thing you know, it's like I'm writing a book on it. And then next thing you know, I'm doing
got a book?
Yeah. I got see, that's the thing. I got like so much shit that people don't know about. And it's just like
What
I feel like people, yeah.
Right.
But I gotta
Yeah, like it's like whatchamacallit, like the thing, it's like I never know, like I don't know what people feel about it anymore, or like what people think's cool. Like I'm just gonna create so much shit and then people will be like, oh, this works. I'm like, okay, I'll go with this.
I said, forget what people think is cool. You're cool. That's what makes it cool. Anything you do is you. It's like you are your brand. Like everything. That's what I always say, even down to when I do readings. Everything that happens during the reading, I don't care if I'm bumping up and knocking everything over. That's all a part of it. So,
yeah, no, for sure. But it's just like I'm like, it's just like there's the astrology side and then there's like the businessman side.
Yeah,
so it's just like I gotta have the main thing that sells, and it's just like that's what I'm looking for at the moment. And it's like I'll stumble across it at some point, but it's just like I'm just gonna keep creating, and then it's just like, once it's like that like it factor takes over, it's then I can have like then the authority on astrology that like I will have at some point will just speak, and I'm just like, this is how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
This is like at some point it's like I want to have an app where it's just like the 3D model of like the solar map, and it's just like you can click on a house, you can see what planets you have in the house. You can click on the planet, you can go to that planet and see all the information, videos pop up, and then I want to see you go even deeper. You click on the sign in that planet. Okay, you go even deeper. You click on the constellation that angles that planet. You go even deeper. You click on the star that enters that planet. And it's like like a whole little universe and how you angle it in your phone. And I'm gonna have that someday. I'm gonna have it probably a lot sooner than I think. And then by the time I have it, I'm probably gonna be like, I don't care about it anymore. On to the next thing.
Ah,
Right. That's how it be. That's how
Yeah.
the creation process be.
But yeah, but point being is it was like one spark, and then it's like the sparks just started happening like faster over time. That's just like excitement energy. It's like you just create new shit. What were we talking about yesterday? I was talking about the moon sign reading that we do, where it's just like the 88 constellations in you, and like knowing your fixed star and like where like the exact star, the exact wave in the sky that you like drew your mentality from, or the wave you rode in on as a spirit, like that stuff.
I think that's cool how you just kind of drew that out. It's like, Abel, you kind of talked about it from like the first point, and then it was like, Joe, you kind of like talked about how it builds up to that, you know, that endless why. You know what I'm saying? That keeps you going. That like tapped into the gems within you, and like it's endless.
Yeah, like for example, by the time like Aries season rolls around, the solar map is going to come with like the solar map itself is going to be like nominal compared to all the shit it comes with, because like right now it comes with a guided meditation. It's going to come out with like I'm working on, I'm like, oh yeah, and the little
I'm trying
stickers.
to figure out where to put this one.
You have to, anytime you see like a Masonic temple, you flip it upside down and put it on there.
Okay.
To like dismantle their connection with Saturn.
Yeah, I still got another one, but she's like, she might be inside the chest box with my tarot deck.
Is it like the eye opening one?
Yeah, it's the eye one.
Yeah, that one has magic on it to where like you put it on like a church or something and people just start awakening.
Oh, I know the perfect place to go to.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I'd show you if I could, but it's on the back of my laptop, but I can't really show you that.
I put one on my phone.
Yeah.
So now every time I take a picture, I'll be like, yes, motherfuckers.
That's what I'm saying. You got to do it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Man. But y'all don't really have any more.
I thought you had like 5 questions.
It was like everything I asked, and then I had other questions.
You kind of like summed it up.
Yeah.
That like hit. It's like we went on a journey. Literally, my name is My Journey, and we went on the journey, and the questions got asked on the CTM. I don't know what the fuck it is. Spaceship, Trent, esoteric Uber, choo choo.
Everybody's on it.
It's all of it.
Everybody's on it. No one knows why. No one knows why it has that name, but everybody's on it. It just has.
He's on a spaceship.
And when you ever, wherever you're trying to go, you're gonna get there. You're gonna get there.
Yo, I'm with it. I need more of those vibes. I'd be getting too entitled and mad that things aren't happening quick enough.
I'm out here like, damn, where everybody at? It's all good and shit. Like, what y'all mean?
Yeah. I was feeling like that all last week with but then the full moon hit and I just got mad because it conjuncts my north node.
Oh yeah, my north node too. My cuspy ass. I like get so confused because every time I look at my chart, I'm just like, oh, so you're just born in between all the worlds. I'm just born in between everything.
That's why you're like where everybody's at.
I'm like this. I somehow I got in the middle of it. I don't know how I did. I wanted to ask though, Joe. I wanted to ask you, like, I know we don't really care about, like, I don't know how this is going to translate out my mouth, but I know people are racist nowadays, and it doesn't matter if they're black, white, or whatever. But we over here, we don't give a fuck about names and titles and shit of that nature and whatnot. Right. How do you like deal with? And then I'm gonna ask an inverted question.
Okay.
But yeah. How do you deal with this, which ties into our blueprint and our plan and everything like that? Like when you're trying to express your plan to people and they don't want to see the vision and shit. Like, what's some advice or like what's something that you would do to like get a person to kind of break out of that, like their way versus God's way type of moment? Like when you know you're being used as the vessel, like how do you deal with people's projections and they're just kind of like their perceived idea of whatever your plan is, when you can fucking clearly see it connects to a greater, bigger thing beyond just you know what I'm saying, and them.
I mean, like for me personally, it's pretty easy right now because like I'm just like so me, like that it's just like it just like rubs off on people. And I guess I got like that magic touch where it's just like, if I see what you're thinking and I see you're going against it, and I like for example, with like astrology, like I'm never gonna try to convince everybody of astrology, but like, for example, like I was in like central PA in like the land of like, like, like I don't want to say like Trump's America per se, but like that's just like small town America vibes. And it's just like,
Yeah.
like I was like, I don't care. I got an astrology business. You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I'm
I
not
like
trying
that.
to convince you. People. There's much worse on the internet. But it's just like I kind of just like personally, I just overpower them, and I just go, so what, and what? You know what I'm
Or
saying?
what?
Like, and anybody that knows me, they just like no one has a doubt that I'll be successful in like whatever that I do, and it's just like, so they're just like they're just really just trying to understand how I got to the point that I'm at, because it's just like and like at least like, and maybe I'm like in like a big fish in a little pond or some point, but it's just like anything like that I do at this point, like I've learned how I learn. So it's just like people are like kind of just like look at me like, oh fuck, I got to go up against this guy, and I'm just like, yeah, that's just what it is.
I'm happy that you said that because it could just go untalked about or whatever. But I'm the same way too. Like, just reading and shit, reading people my whole life. I'll read myself and be like, why am I thinking like that? Why am I looking at this like this or whatnot? So I just had to ask because I was like, I know we're gonna have certain viewers viewing this, and sometimes I like to ask all the questions that anybody who's watching is gonna ask themselves, just
Right.
to like get away from the fact that the topic is the topic, and that has nothing to do with the blueprint in this topic today. So
Yeah,
they can
and
be on
like
the page. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, to simplify the answer too, like more often than not, like people are weak today, So it's just like they'll just like say stuff, and then you'll just be like,
And
well,
no
can you
me,
take care of your own household? Yeah, shut up. You know what I'm saying?
I like the and what. That's my
Yeah,
new
and
thing.
what? Like, yeah, okay, yeah,
It's like when you're a kid, it's like you realize we're just big kids now, and everyone's just fighting over their playground territory to live their best life how they want to. So
exactly. Like I almost
Mm-hmm.
got what you call Able. Like I didn't take you to this gym, but the gym I regularly go to, I almost got banned from it, right? And then like, dude, some
why?
people, long
Oh
story,
wow.
but Abel knows I'd be scheming, but what you call it? But long story short, I was just like doing too much, and like one of the desk members like who hated me was just like they was like, oh, he makes me feel uncomfortable. I think he should be banned from the gym, and I'm just like, y'all are interchangeable in a dime a dozen. She should be fired. And then it's just like whatchamacallit. And then like long story short, I was going on vacation for like a couple weeks like after that. So I just like dipped out and everybody forgot about it. But it was like to the point, it's just like even if that did happen, I was just gonna keep showing up anyway. Like
Exactly.
yeah, because it's just like whatchamacallit, like I'm already friends with like so many of the desk members, so it's like one of them let me like copy a key. So I was just gonna go in at night anyway.
Real shit. I
Hey
like
yo,
that.
what up, SO?
I
How
like
was your live?
You're
that right there. I'm just gonna keep showing up. I think that's a good tip for anyone to take if you're, because I know when people look at me and then I start talking, they're like, I thought you were gonna be like some black chick who like is hood, and then I'm like all sweet and shit, and
Mhm.
I have that raunchy side. I could get real gangster and hood, whatever y'all want to call it. I could get, hey, what's up, shawty? What's up? You think I don't know what the fuck going on? You know what I'm saying? But then I got the other side. It's like, nah, man. Like I grew up in New York, Connecticut, low key. I'm from Georgia, but I'm gonna keep showing up regardless of how I'm being perceived, because this is my purpose. This is my plan. But this is how it connects. And if you want to work with me, cool. And if you don't, it's still gonna happen without you. All
That's
right.
what I'm saying.
Endless. Real quick before we wrap it up on the music tip, I want you to talk about that a little bit as well. How?
okay.
I feel like, how do you deal with people? You were talking about people playing jokes on your Get to Know the Artist video, and I'll post that still. How do you like deal with people kind of like, I don't know why I just heard dick riding. Dick riding. And
That's what they do.
how do you deal with the dick riders? And then how do you also deal with people who, like, in a weird way, like we were talking about, it's like they want to see you do it, but then at the same time, they're giving you this energy, egging you on, like they're kind of also okay if you fail. So it's like, how do you deal with the dick riders who secretly just want to tap into their endless abilities within them, but kind of using you as a vessel to know how far they can go and how far they can't go with their own capabilities and incapabilities as well.
So
Right.
it's about deal.
I want to say right now I'm kind of going through that battle right now. So what I can say from what I have like learned is when it comes to people who kind of like low key, it's like energy vampires who kind of just use you to like remind them of what they have inside of them. One thing that I kind of do or am currently doing is more so kind of just not like bashing rocks and stones and sticks and bricks at them for that, because a lot of times, you know, they don't know what they be doing. You know, sometimes they think that this is
I know.
they right. I'll be trying to understand like what makes them think that, and a lot of
Right.
times it's just more so a vacant or absence or a lack of something that they have to create for themselves, because we all have to create these energies for ourselves, and a lot of times spirits who don't know how to do that will look for it in other people without realizing that's what they're doing. And then when they get juiced up, you know, they're like, oh yeah, this is me, boom, boom, bap, boom. And then next thing you know, once that energy is gone, they kind of looking for it from that same person. And so one way I kind of deal with it is more so I'm currently trying to figure out how to deal with it. Like I really don't have like a specific way of this is exactly how you're supposed to do it. It's more so you just got to look at people where they at, know how you can come to them, and then like from there, that's probably like as far as I can lead you to the lake, because I'm still currently like in that process and space. And then in terms of other people who kind of like want to see you win, but don't really care if you fail, I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep it real. I don't give a fuck about those people. Like I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do regardless, whether I make it or not, whether I die tomorrow or the next minute or heck, even in the next hour. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, because at the end of the day, like the only person you gonna be with and look at is yourself.
Well, that seems like that seems like the life. You're gonna die tomorrow or today or tonight or in 10 years. So you might as well follow through with your plan. And let's just left and yeah.
Now it's me and Amon. We can talk nonsense.
I know. We will it'll connect you with your plan though. Wait, let me say this last point. It'll connect you with your plan, which will naturally connect you with the blueprint, God's plan. Because I always say free will is connected to God's will. So like you could do what you want to do, but you're gonna keep getting your ass dragged back to where you're supposed to be, aka your purpose, your journey. So don't ever be scared to like follow through with that plan, your plan, because even if you're like, man, well, I'm trying to support the community and I'm trying to do my own thing, it's all going to connect. So stop worrying about how it will. Now we're at the end. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. Y'all can talk y'all shit. I'm gonna give it like 5 minutes and then we wrapping this thing up like a damn cake because my last name Baker. I don't know how that makes sense.
Okay.
I just be making shit up.
I feel that.
Get up in the kitchen and bake me a cake. Reminded me of that line.
You said it cut off right after I don't focus well with that while driving. LOL. Some of the Gemini energies was just using me at the moment. Shout out to Eric. So we're gonna get him up here interview. Might need to interview you and your lady, okay?
Oh snap. Oh, and you gotta get whatchamacallit? Infinite possibilities up here.
Yeah, we gotta get infinite possibility. We're gonna get everybody in the in our chat that disappeared, that fell apart, that's gone in the wind. We don't know what happened to it.
What do you mean? People just stopped talking in it. That's all.
It phased out. It phased out like a moon cycle.
I don't know. I only started it for Libra season, and it just kept going.
It kept going. I feel like it's still there. It'll come back around for other reasons.
It is. That's what I'm saying. I was
Yeah.
just like, I mean, like it literally started as like talking about the algorithms and like what was working on Instagram and YouTube and all the stuff. Oh yeah, speaking of that, do you guys have your reel set up to be posted on Facebook as well?
Yeah, I've been just now
Yeah.
doing it, and I realized Facebook, I get more support than any other platform. I don't know why, but I'm fucking with it.
Hey, they got old people on there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for that crowd, because it's like it's helping connecting. I don't care about the likes and shit, like how I maybe used to growing up when I was like baby Leo, and I was like, and then I realized like, wait, you were doing this before people ever paid you any attention. Fuck them. So now I started putting it on Facebook and shit, and it's been working.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
I like it when things work.
And everything works out perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I freaking my moon videos finally blew up the last 2 moon cycles.
Your moon video,
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, they got whatchamacallit, the new moon in whatever the fuck, and then the full moon in Leo both got like 15,000 views.
That's fucking crazy.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah,
I
and they
love
got,
your. Oh, sorry.
No, and it was awesome because I was just like, oh, all I want is just like 1,000 followers, and then it just like got me that overnight, and I was just like, well, that was easy. Can't this happen all the time?
I need to start talking like that. I need to start just asking the universe what I want. Asking you shall receive. But I used to do that, and then I was getting, and then I realized like when I started adding up on all platforms and everything, I was like, damn, I am kind of getting everything I've been asking for. I just didn't get it the way I thought it would come.
That's true. That's why you got to define it how you want. But then at the same time, if it's like, so it's like for the moon rituals, like I was talking with my buddy yesterday. I was just like, shouldn't we like offer something that we should do for like the more masculine signs, and then for the feminine signs, we can just like expect to receive it somehow, some way, or we can like put it like a time frame or like some type of constraint on it. and then I was like, they were like, oh, we didn't think of that, and I was like, oh yeah, dang it. And then like but here we are. We're still moving and shaking. I'm trying to get more people on my Patreon.
Yes, my Patreon has so much stuff on it from like when I first got on YouTube that I slept on that I got to bring back, but I just don't know how. I'm gonna just let that happen naturally because I didn't realize how like my Scorpio side is pretty interesting to people, and I can like use that to my advantage. I'm like, oh, okay, y'all want to know my shit? Let me put it on there then.
No,
right.
I feel that because I was talking to like back when like my website was like held up for like stupid reasons. I was talking to like Sierra Waters about it, and she was just like, yeah, and she was like, Joe, you need like a personal thing. Your story, the way you live life is interesting. And I was just like, yeah, but like my Scorpio side doesn't want people to be knowing.
It was so crazy because I just found out about Sierra Waters like this year, like after I did like a love reading or something on live. Then I found her page, and then I was like, wait, she's doing this. I was like, I don't even need to do this. I'm going back to what I'm doing and shit like this. It's like cool how everybody has their own. And then I found out she was a Leo, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, it's fucking crazy how shit works out.
You want to know something funny? Sierra has a fake account that has more followers than a regular one. I was like,
yeah, that one followed me. I had to block it.
Yeah, same here.
What?
Yeah, I was texting her about it today, and then she was like, it's because of this, this, and this. And I was like, yo, that's hilarious.
That's crazy. Mm-hmm. That's why it's crazy. I started putting the @Iman, like my name, on all my videos like a year or two ago. And then all of a sudden I started seeing all of like the readers and stuff like getting their shit, fake pages being created. And I was like, oh, they can't take my shit because my name is on every fucking thing.
Yo, that's dope.
I didn't even fucking know what I was on. That must have been my Aquarius side or some shit.
Yeah, that's just free marketing. You know what I'm saying?
Free marketing, smart marketing.
Yep.
Market your
oh my.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna give us like 2-3 more minutes. So, which I want to say some shit.
Abel, you go.
Just say something.
Just say something.
I
was about to say some shit.
I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say.
Shouts out to the LGBTQ community. Don't cancel me.
Real shit.
It's so right, Jeff.
I can't get canceled now. I shouted them out.
Wait, I'm not getting.
Hey,
Good.
No, that's what I'm saying. Oh, sweet.
Can't-
Yo,
can't
they be
cancel
jumping.
me if I cancel.
Nah, you can't get canceled. We're too small to get canceled right now. We gotta get bigger. We gotta have enough followers to lose. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like canceling is a secret way of saying pay attention to those
shadow ban.
It's like a
Right.
loud way. Yeah, it's a loud way of saying whatever they're doing, we're all just afraid to do, or that's actually absolutely wrong. It's always one or the other. It's actually absolutely wrong, or actually secretly everybody wants to do it, so we're just gonna cancel you. We're gonna shadow ban.
Yeah, it's like some reverse psychology right there.
It's like we don't like that you did it, so we're gonna do it in your face, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm like blunt and upfront from the jump, so I'm like, I feel like I'm uncancelable.
I'm uncancelable though. I feel like I cancel the cancelers. I make trolls not want to be trolls.
Yo, that's what. Except me, I love trolling.
I make jealous people stop wanting to be jealous because all they're jealous of is someone of themselves. I don't
That's
know.
what I'm saying.
Right. There you go. That's how you're supposed to think.
Since we're this far in, Abel, did you understand my snowing in Calabasas reference?
I think that part cut out for me.
What I commented it on the post. I was like, you were just like, you said like the ski. And I think you meant like the sky or whatever. And I was like, and I took it as ski. So I was like, it's snowing in Calabasas.
Oh, I just got it now.
There you go.
Because when you said that, I was like, you talking about the sky?
Nope. That ain't happened. But yeah. Oh, and then for my closing moments. Yeah, get on solarsystems.org, the #1 astrology website ever due to its continuous evolution. New features coming out every quarter so far, soon to be every week at some point, soon to be every month at the other point when I run out of things to come up with, so I got to slow it down. And then get ready for the ever evolving things coming. We're going to have a video of how to use the solar map with full of ways that you probably never even thought of, along with having a product that you never even thought of. And then we also got, whatchamacallit, we're going to have for our academic reading types, we're coming out with a decently length like PDF page breaking down all aspects of how to use it with diagrams, explanations. And then, one of the things I wanted to tell you, Amon, is like right now, Abel exposed.
What?
Yo, we're exposing Abel, not Essel.
Abel need to talk about where he been. #exposed Abel. Nah, what you mean?
What?
Where you been, Abel? We're exposing you.
Why they?
No, I'm trying to figure that out.
I'm
trying to figure that out.
Exposing ourselves. I feel like.
I already put myself out there.
I feel like you all.
Shadow work, so.
I feel like.
Oh. I mean, I'll be putting myself out there, so whatever embarrassing moments I have, y'all gonna see all of that shit, all of that.
At this point, I kind of enjoy it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going back to who I was when I was a kid, where I would just embarrass myself, and like people would be like, "Oh, you're black," and I'll be like, "Yeah, blacker than you, bitch." So just keep moving, you know.
Right.
Yo, what? That's crazy.
Right. Myself, because I was like, "Oh, this is my weakness. I'm gonna make this like my."
You gonna make it your strength?
My greatest superpower.
That's what I'm saying. You need them superpowers.
Damn, this was good. I felt like we had a point, and then it drifted out.
Well, I was just saying the last little bit, and I was just promoting my website and whatnot.
Oh, solarsystems.org is the greatest website ever, and it's probably the only website that actually, out of all the astrology websites, is the only website that while I'm doing my readings, I recommend, and then I also actually fucking understand. Like the other day, I was sitting here like reading square, sextile, all that, and I was like, all this time, I don't know if I was dancing or what was going on, because I think like dance is kind of like secretly. It's like its own way of channeling or whatever or something like that. But I don't know what was going on. But I was like, this whole time I've already known what this means. Like I play when we said like we play this out in real time. And I was like, I know what a conjunction is. So it's like, why are these websites trying to make this shit more complicated than it is? It's not even that complicated. It's very simple actually. So
It's simple. It's like my favorite example for a square is like, when you were in school, people always said square up, and you learned something.
Yeah, fuck around and find out. Shit.
See, and that diagram, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out. It's
Oh
science.
yeah, I remember that. The boy.
So if y'all wanna fuck around and find out, this is the website to do so. Real shit. And then they have the color wheel as well. They have the moon phases, so it's not just you
And
learn.
it's got hidden features that I shouldn't have even made hidden because no one found them.
And you can get a reading from him. Okay. Endless did our logo. If you guys been like, oh, what about the other logo? The other logo is dead. We got a new logo. It's a new time.
Number one logo man right there.
That's the logo. He does music. Okay. Oh, that's what I wanted you to talk about. Endless, the music session. Right. Bringing that back, or like, what's up with that? Or you been doing that?
With the music sessions, man. Yeah. I've kind of like been thinking about bringing it back just because it was fun, and I know it was a lot. But I realized for me, I kind of had I had to take breaks with like the content, just so like it didn't come to a point where I was like pandering and like saying the same thing over and over again, because I don't like to repeat myself and stuff. So I kind of was like, okay, let me take a break to figure out, or not figure out, but to just get in that space and just be like, oh, this is something that I should share and stuff. So I've been kind of like doing shorts on YouTube and IG about how the like instruments are really just allegories to the sun and stuff like that. Like, for instance, the piano is just created based upon the transition of the sun. That's why there's 88 keys, 88 constellations, and then there's like there's 10 octaves, but there's 10 degrees per season. Then we have 7 keys, 7 days a week, and then there's like 5 black keys, which is the cuspy energy. So it's all the correspondence to that. So I've just been slowly but surely getting through this death phase that I've been in right now, and just kind of building myself back up to get there and stuff.
It was a little storm in the seas. It was a little.
Oh yeah, me and Abel were death stages. Abel, guess what? It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does suck. But I value it though. Yeah. I value all the stages because you learn a lot through each one.
Yeah.
You learn the world.
I agree with that.
Learn the world, I tells you.
You better.
We got some better stuff coming with the music though. Y'all just wait.
The exclusive Star Walker Records beat producer, Endless Abilities.
Right. Yep.
Hit me up for the
shout out to Star Walker Records.
MC333 knows how to laugh with me.
That's another person we need to get up here for an interview. I'm gonna interview basically everybody that we know.
Yeah, why not?
That's the goal. So to the point where it's like you can't not act like you don't see us. Shadow ban us all you want. We're still here. We're not going nowhere. So that is pretty much Mango Talk episode 8. I don't know who's going to be on Mango Talk episode 9, but that's going to be interesting.
Infinite possibilities.
Infinite possibilities.
SO and his wife.
SO and his wife. And the baby. Because I feel like the baby has things to say that we all need to fucking hear and listen to. Yeah. Or 10, 11, 12. There's going to be so many episodes. This is going to turn into a moving podcast show where I'm going to travel the world and interview everybody everywhere. So
that's what I'm going to do. Where I take people on adventures too.
Oh shit. So we're going to cross paths and have a crossover story.
Yeah, why not? We can have it at the some like we'll do it on the Sphinx.
Okay.
On top of the Sphinx. We're going to just sit up there, do a podcast, and keep it pushing.
I'm ready.
Shit.
I had on my shorts today with my little tank top. I felt like every time I go outside, I feel like I'm about to go up on an adventure. I'm like, all right. Like a normal person's day out in the street is like, I'm just going to the store. Not for me. It's like, we're going to World War 3 and 4 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're
going to World War 4.
That's how you close the cycle out. So I see you guys on the other side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You'll see you. I need a tagline. I ain't got one.
Bye, y'all. Make sure y'all follow him on all social media platforms. And yeah, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yep. Safe space travels, everybody.
Also, don't forget to cry.